So have you heard that there's different kinds of conflict, and there's one called internal conflict? And you're like, but what is internal conflict? Let's talk about that. So our question today is, what is internal conflict? And it's not that difficult to understand. Basically, internal conflict is an internal struggle that your character has that is usually psychological or something that is bugging them in their mind or how they react to people. It's not an outside force, so it's all internal. So I'll give you a couple examples. One of the best examples is pride. Are they a proudful person? Like in Pride and Prejudice, you have Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet, and their pride and their prejudice toward each other and the things that they believe in is an internal conflict that adds a lot of oomph to that book. Another internal conflict is Rumplestiltskin from Once Upon a Time. If you've heard me talk about stories, I talk about this one all the time because I love it. He is a coward, and the fact that he's a coward creates so much conflict in his life, and it affects everything that he does. So that is another really good example of internal conflict. Another one could be is that they're selfish, they're shy. They are one of those people who always do what they're told. Let's think about Cinderella. Sometimes that's a bit of internal conflict for her, always doing what she's told. A good example of that is Enchanted, when it's actually a curse and she has to do everything that she's told. Isn't that fun? Think about the conflict that is wrapped around that story. So that's a good example as well. The biggest thing to remember when you're writing internal conflict is it needs to relate to the story. You can't give them an internal conflict and then never use it or not make it vital to what happens. The more you can make that vital to what happens, the better your story will be. If it's connected, if it's a piece of it, if it's the thing that they have to overcome to get over the climax at the end, even better. And internal conflict just adds an element of flavor. It just is really fun, and it's something that needs to be interwoven and a part of the story the whole way through, and not something that's like, oh, I forgot about this internal conflict, and you just kind of like shove it in. We don't want to make it feel like it's shoved in. It has to feel like it's just organic. It's a part of your character, and it's a part of their struggle, and it's a part of why getting what they want is so hard to achieve. All right, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that this little explanation of what internal conflict is can help you in your writing journey. Thanks so much, and like and subscribe and follow for more content. See ya.